Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial of Jenkins pipeline using Docker. In this tutorial, we will configure Jenkins-master and we connect the worker nodes to the Jenkins-master, and later we will integrate the worker nodes with the GitHub, and later we will deploy the app in our Docker containers. The app is React.js, and later we will set up email notifications for our worker nodes. Then we will build a pipeline for Jenkins. That's it. This is the basic architecture of our production environment. At this moment, I'm not concerning about development and staging builds or environments. In this production setup, when a developer or more developer in an organization commits the code to version control management system, which is GitHub, the Jenkins master will pull the code from Git repo and set up the pipeline for continuous integration triggered by GitHub webhook for different environments, for example development, testing, staging and production. In our case, we are working on development worker node 1 and production worker node 2. So this is worker node 2. So this worker node 2 running on a Ubuntu. Here the Jenkins master running in Ubuntu 16.04. The Jenkins will integrate with a Docker host running on 18.04, Ubuntu 18.04, which contains the Docker file, creates two separate containers running with base images alphine and Nginx. In container alphine, the dependencies node modules are installed using node package manager, and production build happens here in this container. The Nginx container takes the production build folder from alphine to the root folder path of Nginx to provision the application. If something goes wrong, the Jenkins will send the email notification for successful and failure builds to developer or someone else in the organization, which we're gonna discuss later in this tutorial. At first, we will set up the Jenkins master. For this, I'm using Ubuntu 16.04, which is this one, and the instance is 1, and I will use the public subnet, then I will use the auto assign public IP, then I'll choose the security group, which is for now I enabled all traffic, or else we can choose a new one. For this we need SSH and HTTP port. Review and launch. I have my PEM file. At first we will configure Jenkins master. This is the Jenkins master. I kept 3 terminals. This is for Jenkins master and this is for worker node 1, and the bottom one is for worker node 2. Now I will set up the Jenkins master. SSH I. The first thing we have to install the openjdk. I will update install the openjdk. Now we have to open a repo for Jenkins by using the command. This command will add an open Jenkins key to a repo. Now we're gonna add binary source to Jenkins list and update the package manager with this command. Now we have to install Jenkins. We now install openjdk and Jenkins. Let's see whether the service is working or not. The service is working. Then now we're gonna install Docker since we are using the Docker containers. Sudo apt-get install. Meanwhile, we can install worker node 1 and worker node 2. For this I will choose Ubuntu 18.04. so these two servers running on different OS, so I need two instances. I will choose the public and I will enable since we have chosen Jenkins. I have changed the port to custom TCP since we need port 8080 for Jenkins. I use the same key for these two instances. I will name it worker node 1, worker node 2, and now we're gonna try to install openjdk and Docker in these two instances. Let's do that. So in these two, worker node 1 and worker node 2, we have to install JDK and Docker. At first I will install JDK and Docker here, and then after I will do it in worker node 2. Now I will install Java JDK. Click yes. It's gonna take a while, and at this time I will try to install openjdk and Docker in this worker node 2. So now we're gonna install Docker in this worker node. We successfully installed Docker. Now we're gonna set up a connection in between master and the worker nodes. So let's go back to our Jenkins. So this is our Jenkins, and first thing we have to do, go to manage the Jenkins, configure global security. Scroll down and select random here for the port inbound agents, and apply and save. Now we're gonna create two nodes here. So we have an option called manage nodes. So we need worker node 1 and worker node 2, or else in some places they call as master slave connection. So in this case I'm using worker node 1. Oh, let's give the path. We can call, I will try to call it as slave. So there are different kinds of configuration to connect master and worker nodes. So I will show you two types of configurations today. One is using launch agent by connecting it to the master, and other one is launch agents via SSH. At first I will show you SSH. We need the host of worker node 1, which is this one. So we're gonna set up the key. Here you're gonna select SSH username with private key, and you can write something description Ubuntu SSH, and we're gonna enter the key file of our pem.pem file. So I will open the terminal. And I will try to make it bigger. So go to the key path and do the cat command. So this is my pem file. So copy the key from start to end. Copy and paste it here and add the key file. So this is the key file, and select manually trusted key verification strategy, and so good to go. And this is one type of method. This will go after a couple of seconds or minutes, and we're gonna select the worker node 2. So the path is home Ubuntu slave 2, or else you can use worker node 2, but for the practice I'm showing slave 2. You can give labels slave 2. Now I'll use agent connecting by master. So this is the same working directory, and that's it. So we have to download the agent.jar file. I already did it before. I will try to delete the old one. So this is the one I have. I delete this one and I will try to rename it. So you can use two tools. One is FileZilla and another one is WinSCP. So the host name of our worker node 2, so you have to get the .ppk file. You can use this by puttygen tool. And we have to find agent.jar, which is here. Simply drag and drop, and let's check whether we had this file or not. So we got agent.jar file. So go to our Jenkins. So run this command from our agent command line, so which is our terminal. So copy this one and paste it here. So if you get connected, then it's good. As you can see, the agent work node 2 is connected. So let's go back to our jobs. We'll try to do a job. We call it as dev job, and I will choose freestyle project. Click OK. For this job, I'm using a React app, so I'm gonna copy this one. So basically this is a GitHub project, so I'll paste the URL here. So this is the source code management, so we have to paste the URL here as well. And we click this one for the GitHub webhooks. I will show you later how to do that. And we go to execute shell. Let's try to make a build, since we need a path for the Docker build image. So click build now, then we will get the path for our code. At first I will configure the work node 1, then after I will configure work node 2. I forgot to give the worker node 1. So we have to give the worker node 1 here. Restrict where this project can be run, and we do another build. So this is our worker node 1. So these are our files from GitHub, which is source management control tool. Then we will go to our Jenkins page for our development job. Scroll down, and we're gonna queue here. So basically we have to give the commands here what we're gonna use in general while we run our code. Sudo docker build. So this is our path of our build. I will name it as React image, then sudo docker run. You can give the name, but I will do it later. So the port number gonna be 80. I'll choose 81, and the container port is 80, and we're going to do it from here. So we have to use this image. This is the base image. Apply and save and build now. Hopefully it should work. So we will go to the console. As you can see, so it took the base image, which is alpine. I can show you here. So this will take a base image which is alpine as a builder, and the work directory is /app, and I have a package that is JSON, which is in the copying in the root directory. Then we're gonna install the dependencies, which is node modules. Then I will copy the node modules from the root directory to the container directory, and then I will build the project for the production. Then I don't want all these dependencies, which the node modules dependencies in my container, since it is a huge it's gonna consume the huge space. So I want to deploy the build in another container. So for this purpose I'm using Nginx. Then I'm gonna expose the port 80 for the container. Then I will copy the builder, the production build, in the default Nginx root. So let's go back to our Jenkins job. So it's still building. As you can see, the build is successful. Let's check whether it's working or not. Go back to, since we deployed worker node 1, which is dev job, and we give the port number 81. Meanwhile, we're gonna delete all the containers running on this image. So sudo docker ps sudo, so this is not ps, this is rm ps -a -q, apply, save, and I will do a build now, and let's see. Oh, we are facing an error. Stop the content before attempting a remove or force remove. Then we will do a force remove. -f. We do another build, and hopefully it should work now. Go to the console output, and the build was success. And let's check. It's not working. Could be the problem with our security groups. Go back to the security group, select edit. We gonna add HTTP here. Hopefully it will work. Yeah, it's working. Alright, now we set up the work node 2. So we have done with work node 1. So go back. So now we're gonna create another job, which is prod. I will select filter style project, and I need the URL for this one. So basically we're going to execute the same command. we will see the console output. It was success. So we have all our files in our worker node 2. So this is the path of our job, lqls, and we can see all the files, and this is the path. Go. So we're gonna configure the project. Our path is different from the development job, so this is our path. If you want, you can name it React app image. I think you're gonna get the error at first since we don't have any containers, so I'm gonna comment it. Build now. Let's see how. So we are getting some errors at this moment. Let's see what's the problem. It seems the Docker didn't install properly. I did it again. Hopefully it should work now. I hope it will work. So we got another error. Let's go back and configure. We will try to comment this one, and we will do another build, and let's try how it will work. Yeah, it's working properly, and now it's installing dependencies. This is gonna take a while, and after this we will try to configure the pipelines. After pipelines, we will try to integrate with the GitHub webhooks, and then I will show you the email notification, and we will see how the Jenkins pipeline is working. For the moment, we will try to integrate our Jenkins with the GitHub. Copy the Jenkins URL and go to the GitHub. Select settings, then choose webhooks, add webhook. You have to give a password, so paste the URL github slash hyphen webhook, and yeah, add webhook. So this worked perfect. It shows success. Go to now, as you can see, the build was successful. Let's see the Docker images on prod job. Sudo Docker images. So the image created, which is React img, which we have given the name, and you can see there are two images. One is Nginx, another one is alphine. So this is the alphine and this is the Nginx images. There are two images created by Docker file. Now let's see whether the production build happened or not in Nginx container. Sudo docker ps. So the container ID is this one. I will make it big. Which is running on React image. Sudo docker exec hyphen it, the container ID, looping bash, since I want to open the container. So the container, we are in the container now with the ID. Let's see the default, the path of the Nginx share Nginx HTML. These are our production build files, which are located in the Nginx container. Now we will see our worker node 2. Oops. So our application is working on worker node 1 and worker node 2, which is dev and prod. Now we're going to create the pipelines. Install a plugin called pipeline. Click the available and write pipeline here. So let's see what we got here. So select pipeline multi-branch with defaults and build pipeline. I think pipeline GitHub. This is okay. So go back to our dashboard, and here you should see build pipeline. We will try to give a name, CI/CD, and give the description. This is pipeline. The initial job is dev job. We have to select this one, and that's it. Apply OK. So go back to our Jenkins in dev job. Go to configure, scroll down, and under post build actions, select build other projects. So here we have to give prod job. So we will try to, let's try with apply and save and see if we get the same error again. I think that we don't have any error. CI/CD. So here you can see both of them. I will try to run and let's see how it's gonna work. So our prod job is not working properly since we have an error. Configure. Okay, we have to uncomment this one, apply, save, and let's go back to the pipeline and we will click run again. Refresh the page and let's see. Yeah, so the both jobs, dev and production jobs, work perfectly, and we will see the integration. Now we will see the CI/CD pipelines are working properly or not. I will clone the project. I will make make some changes. Pipelines are working fine. I will save the code. Git add git commit message is changes type. So git push origin master. Okay, we will see both of them. Coming back to our Jenkins pipeline, we will run again and let's see whether the changes are done in dev and prod. So it shows working fine on IP 128. I hope this is worker node 1, and let's see on worker node 2. So this is also working, and now we will see how to configure the email notification. Back to Jenkins page. Here go to configure system, scroll down. Here you have extended email notification. We have to find a SMTP Gmail server, which is this one. Copy, go to advanced, use SMTP authentication. This is my email, and I'm gonna give the password. I think this is 465. Yeah, so when we enable SSL, we have to give the port number 465, and that's it. And enable debug mode. So we will choose if something, the builds or any failures happen, we'll choose always for it. And here we're gonna give the same SMTP server. $465. Try to test our email whether it's working or not. I hope it should. Yeah, it's working. If it doesn't work, I will post the URLs under the video, so please follow the links. Apply, save, and let's go to the email. As you can see, I got a test email from Jenkins. Let's go back and at first we will configure on dev job. Click configure, scroll down, and here under add post build action, editable email notification. So I have to give my email, and then since we need the log, if something goes wrong, we have to see what's wrong with it. and let's see, this has to be always, yeah. I think you don't need developers, but that's okay for now. Click apply, save. This is done for dev, and we will see on prod job. Configure, scroll down, click on postable actions, editable email notification, and apply, save. So we will do we'll try to run, and let's see if we gonna get the email notification or not. So the prod job is working, so you can see here clearly, and this is done. And let's see if we got the email notification. Click yes, you got the div and you got the prod job. And I will show you the troubleshooting as well. So go to this URL and click continue if your notification doesn't work. And I have another URL. So this is basically two-step verification. Try to follow the steps one by one, and hopefully it should work. Or else follow this URL and enable for less secure app access in your account. Hopefully the email notification will work. And that's it. So we have seen the Jenkins pipeline. So when we try to edit our code from our local machine, then the Jenkins will trigger the pipeline, and we will get the continuous integration and continuous deployment. That's it. Thank you.